Every woman's worst nightmare. Driver stranded with flat. Gets kidnapped by man who stops to help. A man in Texas has been arrested after he allegedly kidnapped and sexually assaulted a woman who was stranded on the side of the highway after her tire blew out. Ronaldo Tapia Alcibar, 31, has been charged with aggravated kidnapping and sexual abuse. The victim was driving on a highway near Austin on the 16th of May when her tire blew out around 1:30 a.m. Mr. Tapia Alcibar allegedly pulled over and offered to drive her to purchase a new tire. After the two had driven a short distance, the victim reportedly asked to be taken back to her car and even tried to open the door to leave, but the driver had locked it. The woman used her phone to send her friend her location around 3:18 a.m., asking for help. Minutes after she sent the text, the driver allegedly took her about 10 minutes north of where her tire blew out to an apartment complex parking lot, where she was assaulted. The victim managed to escape from the car and call 911. When the cops showed up, the woman was screaming for help. Mr. Tapia Alcibar allegedly fled the scene. Police returned to the apartment complex approximately 7 hours later and spotted Mr. Tapia Alcibar leaving one of the units. He was arrested at that time. Michael Bullock, the president of the Austin Police Association, told Fox News people who are awaiting roadside assistance can call their local police department to wait alongside them until help arrives, as well as ask for the names of the people who will be assisting them and the make and model of the vehicle, and sharing their live location. He said this: "If someone's location is being shared, then we're able to live track where they are, and it's a lot easier for us to get there more quickly. What you did is something that's very helpful to us, to be able to get there a lot quicker. It's very smart thinking on her part." Mr. Tapia Alcibar was booked into Travis County Jail under a $50,000 bond. If he posts bond, he will be required to wear a GPS ankle tracker and will be barred from having any contact with the alleged victim. His next court hearing is scheduled for June 12th. Now, if you weren't able to tell by the name of the guy, I wouldn't consider him a Texas resident. This is the guy. Looks to be of Hispanic, Latin American descent. Now, this article is from The Independent. And look how vague they made the title. Driver stranded with flat. Driver stranded with flat. Gets kidnapped by man who stopped to help. Now again, all this article mentions is the name of this guy and his age. They don't mention his immigration status, which may be important. This reminds me of the New York incident, where all those women were getting punched in the head, and they refused to describe the man. They refused to describe the man that punched them. That's what this article for The Independent tried to do, but unfortunately I showed you the picture, and the only way they can, unfortunately I already showed you the picture, so the only hope of them hiding the identity, as if people reading this news article are blind. As far as I know, Braille can only be used to read letters. I don't think it can be used to find out somebody's immigration status. Look, I'm not going to make any judgments here, but most American men, like actual American men, they know not to physically and or sexually assault women, as opposed to people from the third world who are already used to human trafficking / kidnapping, considering it goes on in their areas more often. I guess it just comes easier to them. It comes more naturally to them. Transgender women who have access to women's spaces, they are also known to sexually assault women because they're perverts, most of them, and it comes easier to them as well. It just becomes this whole blob of nonsense. No human is illegal, referring to illegal aliens, but men are dangerous. But if the men are dangerous, wouldn't that raise a red flag of so-called trans women who claim to be women? Three contradictory things. An ankle monitor, huh? I'm sure there'd be no instances of those being broken or cut off. Again, I don't want to sound like a broken record here. Reynaldo Tapia Arcabar, it doesn't say when he got here, it doesn't say how long he has been here, it doesn't say his immigration status, but whatever the case is, he shouldn't belong here. Sexual assaults are mainly a third world problem, and they come here and they bring those problems to us, and then we have to deal with them. And then assholes like this who on The Independent lump all of that in just under the general category of men. Donald J. Trump is going to enact the largest deportation operation in human history. After that is done, we should seal the border and not allow any more immigrants in the country, whether that be legal or illegal. We need to stop the foreign crime that's being brought to us. Can I just ask the most basic of questions? What is even the purpose of having other countries? If everybody's just going to come here, we know when these foreigners come here to work, they take the money that they've been paid and they funnel it back to their home country. In 2023, Mexico's GDP was $1.47 trillion, making it richer than Spain. In 2024, Mexico's nominal GDP is estimated to be $2,017 trillion, and its PPP GDP is estimated to be $3,434 trillion. Every country has money. It's not a matter of how much, it's a matter of how effectively you spend it. Just spend it on your own citizens and making insert country's name here better for your own people. It's not our job, it's not our responsibility to take care of non-citizens. And it doesn't matter how hard you try to lump in all men, when in reality it's mostly foreign men who come here and do these crimes. Sexually assault/physically assault women. American men and American women will come together and create American families. Sexual assault is something most American men tend to stay away from. And you know what? You can dilute the definition of American as much as you want. But my definition of an American citizen, it doesn't include a hyphen, such as a Mexican American, such as a Guatemalan American. Like I said before, you can try to gaslight your readers by stating that this was a man in Texas who was arrested for sexual/physical assault on a woman. Or we can even go back to the stupid man or a bear argument. Would a woman rather meet a strange man or a bear in the woods? Well, you know what we can do? We can rephrase that. Would a woman want to meet a foreign man or a bear in the woods? My biggest takeaway is this. Most American men, if not all, they know not to sexually assault or physically assault women.